Hi there, it's Sharon Jameson from the Jameson Group, and today is I Dare You Day number 27. I Dare You Day number 27. And today I dare you to really evaluate if you are allowing people to love you to death or if you are loving someone to death. Again, today I dare you to assess if you are loving someone to death or if you are allowing someone to love you to death. Now, you might say that's an interesting statement, but so often we hear that statement used a lot. Oh, she loved her to death. She loved her to death. What I have learned from working with clients for over 20 years, sometimes we do love people to the death of their dreams, to the death of their goals, to the death of their own self ability to govern themselves, to the death of their own self worth. And so today I wanted to give you some ideas of how we love people to death so you can assess if you are loving people to death. So, because I think that there's some interesting relationship dynamics that happen with the people who are closest to us. The first question, something to consider is, do you love people to death by really giving them excessive protection? Excessive protection. Now, why do I say that? So often we love people to death. We don't want them to fall or to fail. But it's during the failing that really people get data. It's during that struggle, it's during that process that they really allow themselves to see what they're worth, but also they're strengthened by the struggle and they are really the pain and the process is what really prepares them for doing what they want to do. But if we just allow people to protect us and that we don't fail or we don't fall, we really don't really understand our power or what we are capable of doing. So the question I ask of you is, are you allowing someone to love you to death that they won't allow you to fail and to take risks? Because if you don't fail, you don't really have information to be better. Remember, failure is not a tombstone, it is a stepping stone, and we need that stepping stone to be better. So one is excessive protection. We also love people to death when we allow people to take our power. So often I see people in relationships where they give up their whole power to other people. They let people tell them what to do, how to do it, how long to do it, where to go, where not to go. And our relationships with people should not be a dictatorship. It should not be that we are in a relationship with a tyrant. Because anytime we forfeit our ability to self-actualize and to self-realize and to really self-govern ourselves, we really allow ourselves to be controlled, and we really allow ourselves not to be in a situation where we feel good about ourselves. So again, the second thing is, do you get into relationships where you just advocate, you give up your power, you give up your own ability to determine what's good for you? So that's a question. Do you allow yourself in relationships where you give up your power? The third thing is, like, do you allow yourself to get in relationships where you date people who just try to pacify you? Let me tell you this. Oftentimes I see people in relationships where they're more like each other's maids than mates. And they are not just spoiling each other, but they are allowing each other to underfunction. And they really allow each other or prevent each other from being full-fledged adults. And at first it might be cute, but eventually it becomes a very codependent relationship, and both parties suffers because nobody is in a place where they are really self-actualizing. And then what happens is that you give, and then people get into the situation where they feel entitled, and or you give, and person doesn't give back to you, and then it gets into this relationship where you feel bitter and resentful. So four things to really consider of how you love people to death. The fourth one, I'm sorry, is pray. Prey. It's really sad to say, but I see people in relationships where they get with people who exploit their pain or pimp their pain, and they continue to verbally and emotionally abuse people. And it's like they search out these people who don't really have good self-worth or a healthy self-esteem, and they get in relationships and they allow themselves to be preyed upon, to be they allow themselves to be exploited. So those are four ways that we can love someone to death or allow someone to love us to death. Again, when we give up our power, when people try to excessively protect us from life and from learning and from living, when a person tries to prey on our failures or our pain, and also when people try to pacify us. No, pleasing us every moment is not going to make us happy. It's going to really not stretch us, and it really allows us or encourages us to underfunction in the relationship. So the question is, how do you love someone to life? How do you love someone in a way that helps them be their best selves? How do you love someone in a way to make them proud of themselves and to feel like they are contributing and connecting in a way that makes their heart sing? One, first you participate. I talked about this yesterday about making sure the people who love you the most are loyal, loving stakeholders. So people who love you to life, they participate. They're not just interested in what you're doing, they become informed of things that you're doing. They get invested, they get involved. So one is participate. You love a person to life by praising them. Not only do you praise their accomplishments and praise their attributes and praise their achievements, but you praise their attempts so that they know that even if they fail, that you still love them, that you give them ability and permission to try and to stumble and to get back up again. You love people to death when you promote them. You promote who they are. You promote their gifts. You promote their strengths. You promote them their growth. That's how you love someone. When you make a person better, when you provide an environment that people feel healthy and whole and happy, and then you love someone to life when you become their partner, when you really allow them to show up as an adult, and that you allow them to provide an environment where both parties are giving, where there's a sense of mutuality and reciprocity. So again, you love a person to life when you participate in their goals, their dreams, their aspirations, when you promote who they are and promote their growth and promote them being authentic, when you become a partner and a soulmate, and you really have a relationship of interdependence where both people have a sense of self-respect and mutuality and reciprocity. And when you praise them for winning, but praise them even if they lose, and you praise them for trying. So the question I ask you today, and I dare you to determine if you are in relationships where people are loving you to the death of your dreams, to the death of your self-esteem, to the death of your integrity, to the death of your self-actualization, to your death of your own voice or your own vote. Or if are you participating in some type of dysfunctional relationship dynamic where both people are not being their best selves? So today I dare you to assess if you are loving someone or if you're allowing someone to love you in a way that does not honor your dignity, your decency, and your divinity. You can never be in a relationship where you uh, fail to have dominion and self-determination. So I dare you to soar in a way in love that allows you to love and to be loved and to provide love in a way that people make each other's hearts sing and make people soar. So I dare you to determine if you're loving someone in a way that brings them life and liberty and love, or are you loving someone that brings death and destruction and disease and despair and everything that prevents a person from having joy? Yes, I dare you. Let's dare to soar higher in love. God bless you.